and thanks for being here. My name's Erin and this is High Value Writing. Today we're going to talk a little bit about emailing across cultures and what to keep in mind to succeed when you're using business English. Let's get into it. All right, so no matter whether you're used to emailing with people in other countries, around the world, using English, not using English, no matter where you grew up, if you're writing in English for business, one thing you really want to care about is getting to the point right away and being as direct as possible. Now, we know different cultures have different levels of directness. Some would consider indirect talk to be more polite or direct talk to be more polite and helpful. Usually a Western English-using business audience will want clear, actionable writing that gets to the point right away. I would suggest having a sentence that says your main point in your email or whatever you're writing, and make sure that sentence is near the top. If you're not sure how to write a main point sentence, you can just use the 5 W's. Who, what, where, when, why. Put them into a sentence and you're all set. The key is don't put it at the end. Okay, business English readers, especially in the US, are looking for that main point right away. All right, so we've gotten to our main point. We've probably said, hey, here's what this email is for. Here's what we're talking about. But now we're kind of wondering, well, who is going to do things? Who's going to be responsible for the actions that this email or post or other communication is about? And so make sure readers know who's going to do things. That is back to that idea of who, what, when, where, why, the 5 W's. You need to always say who's going to do something. The team lead will, and then a strong verb. The team lead will submit our document for review. My manager will edit our document. I will then distribute our document. And so we're really being clear the whole time who's going to do what. You'll hear that referred to as accountability, responsibility, but we always need to know. And another reason for that is because if I don't have to do it, great, I want to know that you need to do it so that I can be working on something else. And vice versa, if you know I have to do it, you're free to do other things. So in an email, let people know who's doing what, and maybe even by when. By close of business Friday, whatever the case may be, give them a deadline. And number 3, something cultures differ widely about, and not just cultures like where you're from in the world, but even your age group culture or your industry culture. Different cultures differ on how much background and context they want. So when you're talking about something new to an American audience, let's say, in a business English email, you don't want to give too much context, but you do want to give enough so that the person can understand what step to take. And so the problem here is that we all wonder, how much is enough context? Some countries give very little context. They are expecting the reader to understand. And that makes sense for other cultural cue reasons. Often with business English in the US, to a different extent in Europe, we will want a little bit of context, being real specific, a little bit of background. So try to just gauge, as you work with different people, who seems to want more or less background. A head start would be, if it's someone in the US, maybe 1 or 2 sentences of background would be a great place to start. Okay, I'm going to leave you with some examples so you can look at what makes writing actionable or not, full of context or not, clear or not, and please let me know any questions you have in the comments and I'll get back to you right away. All right, thanks for being here at High Value Writing. I'd love to have you subscribe and I'd love to see you again in the comments. Have a good day.